Greens, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Kogo Smooth, the Casual Collector. And in this segment of Cosmic Legions reviews and showcasing, I'm showcasing the Cosmic Legions Legion Con exclusive of November 9th through 10th, 2024. The amazing alien and creature creator. All right. So it looks like, here's some things. The Tusk Experiment AA20. Experiment AA20 is one of the first specimens created as part of the Traders Union of the Five Circles of Cosmerium's secretive program of genetic manipulation, the lone survivor of the AA batch of experiments. AA20 has proven to be nearly perfect thrall to the Tusk science officers who gave him life. AA20 is intelligent, resilient, creative, ruthless, and above all, totally compliant to the commands of his Tusk overseers. Often utilized in the extermination of failed experiments, AA20 has secretly been sent out in search of a number of experimental creations which escaped the confines of the Tusk labs. AA20's mission is to hunt down and neutralize these escapees before evidence of the Traders Union's illegal practices can be discovered by the Ferox authorities. Okay. Uh-oh. There's another. Oops. Let me read that guy too then. Hope you like my diction, folks. The CC batch of Tusk experiments in genetic manipulation were meant to produce a new breed of shock troops loyal to the Traders Union. Protocols in genetic splicing, which dictate that no more than 3 gene sequences should be used in any single experiment, were ignored, and the resulting creations were monstrous, developed by mixing the sequences of nearly a dozen species in the lab of Facility Delta 8 GO1, including Carzenian and Thraxian genes. The CC batch of specimens proved to be violent and uncontrollable, breaking free from the labs and slaughtering all who stood in their way. As they made their escape, these genetically enhanced predators have begun to make their way across the rings of Cosmerium. The biggest and meanest of the group, a specimen tagged as Delta 8 GO1, experiment CC24, has been tracked to the remote planet known as Weepney in Sector 119-10. It is here where experiment AA20's hunt has led him, knowing that only one of these Tusk lab creations will survive this unavoidable encounter. Okay, so these guys are mortal enemies. Works for me. All right, so yeah, this is what it looks like. This is what it's a 2-pack. I think you could buy them separately from the Store Horseman site. The good news is I got this super cheaps on eBay. Pretty happy about that. It just took forever. And so yeah, here's all the pictures in the back. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to the next pictures you're going to see is going to be everything of them out and everything. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like outside of the package. A little bit they look like. And it appears that they have alternate feet, alternate gauntlets, alternate heads. Kind of cool. Uh, hmm. So I guess if you wanted to go full Tusk, you could remove his shoulders and put it here. But I really like that reptilian predator kind of Yautja inspired look, to be honest. I believe that this head is supposed to be the convention exclusive. If you were to get these separately from the Store Horseman, I don't think they'll come with this. I believe that is the exclusive part. Okay. And it comes with like a bunch of hands and weapons and pauldrons and pauldrons and pauldrons and belt thingy. But I like this. I like that this has this longer one because I've seen, maybe it's just because of me, but I possess too many of these at the moment in this one, and then yeah. Anyways, either way, I think it's going to be a great look overall. I like all the different hands that they got going on. They got a glove metal hand for this gentleman in some way, right? Kind of cool. Uh, yeah, this head looks, the scheme looks very Boba Fett esque. Uh, more, Return of the Jedi ish. I love that this guy's got like a really cool red head, literal kind of red head, right? All right, let's. Well, I'm just gonna take them out. All right, so here they are out of the package, and as you can see, the feet are super cool. He has alternate feet that's closer to the feet of your traditional Tusk soldier, I guess, right? In this case, okay, so I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna keep him stock like this because I like his overall look here. He just, you know, I can't really think of a reason to change it as it looks pretty good. Um, I think I don't know if I remember correctly, but I'm thinking that there was an alternate head for this. I could be wrong. I got to do some research. I could have sworn there was one with a closed mouth, but I don't see it. So I could be wrong. Maybe it was always open to be, to begin with. Either way, um, that would mean if they did have one of a closed mouth and the head was not offered in this one, I wouldn't mind buying another one single just to get that alternate head if it did exist, right? Not I couldn't tell you for a fact if it does or doesn't. But yeah. So all right, so this thing is kind of cool right here, but you're looking at this and that's looking more congruent with this. But the thing is his head already kind of covers this up, so and since this backpack is just kind of, or I mean that this whatever part of his uniform is there doesn't really allow you to see much of anything, because it's just his head is just positioned in a manner that's not very, you know yeah. Uh, and another thing, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with these. Maybe put it, if I put the hoses in here, I'm not sure where else it would go for now. I guess I got to figure all of those things out. I'm thinking about trading in these gauntlets for these gloves for the gauntlets for his hands, just because I think it would match better with the his overall get up. But that's just the way I feel about it right now. I won't do it on camera here to make the switch, but you'll see me probably show the finished product once it's done, because these things take time to heat up and properly put together, and I just don't want to waste your guys' time doing that chore. Okay. All right. So here's the deal. I decided I was just gonna show you the final configuration of the way I want to display these guys, because um, I just couldn't, after trying to put this sucker together, there was I was experiencing all kinds of problems. Uh, I'm a rookie to this game when it comes to the things of cosmic and mythic legions, but yeah, it's a huge pain in the butt to put these on these gauntlets on. I spent quite, most like an hour just trying to make it work, and man, it kind of works, but it kind of don't. It still has a tendency to fall off. So I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I used heat on both sides, and I'm beginning to think that maybe the heat should have just been on the gauntlet, and not on um the male peg portion of stuff, but on the female connector portion of stuff, because yeah, it's just I just felt like I was not getting anything done. It's just terrible. I was like, man, this is a chore. I can't believe that it's this difficult just to put this thing on. I thought it would be easier, but yeah, I finally got his gauntlets on, and I decided to go with the less leathery hands. I'm going to show you some so you guys can kind of see why I chose this aesthetic over the leather. Uh, yeah, I didn't want him to look very piratey. So yeah, this leather thing right here, it kind of took me away from the um the sci-fi portion of stuff. So I wanted something a little more grainy, you know what I'm saying? The one that's closer to being sci-fi versus these leather. And I'm not saying that nobody used leather in the future and, space and that, but that's just, to me, I just wanted it to look like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, and yeah, I took away his pirate gauntlets. I was just like, nah, they're gonna make him look more uh, along the lines of what it would be like in space. Plus, I just needed more red to match his drip. You know what I'm saying? Like the brown was just not doing it for me. And but I gotta tell you, it was a pain in the buns. So one of the things I did was I took one of these things right here and put it here so that he can have his rifle over here. Yeah, give him that look. And I gotta tell you, it was a pain in the butt trying to put these gauntlets on, and I wouldn't be surprised if it still fell off. I just suck at this. I should have looked at videos of people who were experts in putting these kind of things together so I wouldn't have been so frustrated, but it is frustrating. It looks great, but gosh dang it, it's just falling apart every single time. I also gave him his pauldrons, but I'm learning that it feels like it's very limiting on this guy. Maybe freedom is better in this case, but I was afraid, for me, for whatever reason, I just felt like he should be using these pauldrons since there's pauldrons already. You know what I mean? Um, it just felt like a waste not having it on. You know what I'm saying? But it is how you would like to configure your own figs. You do it as you please. But yeah, this head is still money though. This is probably my favorite part of this whole thing. Just how good this head sculpt and the paint is. Very very alien and disturbing in a way. You know what I mean? So yeah. Uh, got that nice, insane beard, and yeah. So that's what I went with. This is the same kind of backpack that Vorga got, except it's got that Boba Fett colors instead, and this is where you would normally put the ammo belt. But in this case, this is what I got him doing. You know, looking sharp. Now I know that there's a weapon. This guy has the weapon, but I just I don't know, for whatever reason, I just have a hard time associating this weapon with him since I'm so used to seeing this on the flies, for Firaxians. Forgot to anyways. Um, yeah, that I just couldn't bear the him looking with this. So I'm gonna think of getting him some other set of weapons because I just didn't want him to use the same rifle and gun that pretty much everyone else has. So I'm like, okay, nah, we'll go medieval. We'll give this guy stabbing weapons. And the sucky part about this is that you can't put pauldrons on this thing while he's got this. So I decided, okay, well, since I really like the way that this leather reptile looks, reptilian skin looks, I'm just going to leave it as reptile as possible, which is why I switched out the hands to be more on the reptile tip. His feet there's no reptile feet, so all they could do is make it look as alien as humanly possible. And I gave him the uh, reptile neck versus this. It also kind of adds a little bit more height to him, ever so slightly, which makes him just a little bit taller than uh, AA20 over here. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was a pretty good look. I can't mix and match the way a bunch of things because for me, it almost feels like they got two separate figures with two different ideas and they just kind of pack them together because these guys look too different in color scheme, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, to mix and match. It just to me doesn't work. So yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't do the create a character and mismatch these, and these are completely different color schemes. I just couldn't. I was experiencing cognitive dissonance, just couldn't do it. Right. So yeah. And yeah, it's unfortunate that these pauldrons can't go on, but on him without having to remove this thing right here. But that's all right. I'm okay with that because I like this. I like his, again, like I said, his lizard scaly skin thing going on. So it's a win. And since he already got stabbing weapons on the side, why not? Just I think he's pretty good on his. I can imagine him being more predator, doing more melee attacks anyway with brute force versus doing anything with guns. Yeah, I imagine he's fast enough to reach whoever he needs to reach before he gets blasted anyway with his cybernetic legs. So yeah, I'd say it's a good look across the board. I'm hoping at some point I'll be able to find him weapons down the line to make him look even more thing. But this is what we got right now. And again, I'm okay with him just going, straight up melee because he looks menacing. Anywho, I like most of the reason why I got it is because I like this head and scale kind of thing going on. I think it was like, oh, the only problem again I was having is how I was going to do the weapons for this guy because I was definitely not going to use the fly people's rifles on him. It just didn't look like a good match in my opinion. It just looks too weird. I imagine him with different kind of alien weapons, not the same one that the insectoids kind of use. So, all right. Final thoughts on this set. Other than my frustration with trying to put this guy's gauntlets on, um, which I'm not even confident is all the way on. It feels like it could possibly fall off, right? Uh, just overall, it looks great, and for the price that I got it at, like just over 100, I felt like I had won, across the board. This was an exclusive. I like the way these characters look. I don't have this buck yet, so this was a nice addition to my uh, collection because I got a lot of Tusk like parts. This is my first male character without all of that, so I think it's a win for me. Just such a different uh, aesthetic and vibe. So it just looks so much better. I mean, like I said, just compared to when you put him with uh, uh, Fisher Rice, you know what I mean? You got, even though the weapons are the same, the look is just so different enough so that when you put them together, it doesn't look overly repetitive. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and it's just a pleasant surprise to have different Tusk, something that isn't a Tusk part, even though I love the Tusk uh, buck in general. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Uh, we'll compare them with all of these other guys, and then you guys tell me, how it makes y'all feel when you guys look at it all together, right? I love the way these things look together in general. You know what I mean? Uh, this presents well in a shelf. You know what I'm saying? Just a ragtag. Even if you didn't know the fiction, it's just cool to see like a ragtag bunch of space dudes, space folk. All just kind of together is a win for me. You know what I mean? Just I love the way it looks, and then you get to mix and match who gets to kick it and who don't. You know what I mean? What factions you're gonna get decide to who's gonna be who's gonna be what. I like it. I can't wait till you guys see more of the things that I have coming. It's just for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of the weather or whatever's. There was a lot of delays in a lot of my purchases. I imagine that some of the stuff that I bought a couple weeks back would have already been here by last week, but it didn't happen. So, um, you know, there's a mixture of Chinese New Year slash um, just horrendous weather and devastation going everywhere, especially in these parts of lower southern part of California, San Diego. Um, I wasn't sure how to feel about all of this stuff. Here I am, just like I want an Oompa Loompa, I want it now, while people are suffering close by. You know what I mean? I just felt kind of wrong about it, so I just like, all right, I should just be grateful that my place ain't burned up like everybody else in some parts of where I'm at. So, anyways, final thoughts again. I love the way this overall look is, especially this guy right here, just so different from everyone else. So, if I wanted to do like a bunch of these, I imagine that all of these guys were all bounty hunters together. In my own head canon, it's a gosh dang win, especially if you're trying to present it all on a shelf. All right, folks, that's all I got for this segment of uh, Cosmic Legions. The create an alien, amazing alien and creature creator um, set from Legions Con November 9th through 10th, 2024. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the Cosmic Legionnaire and Casual Collector. And until the next video, folks, ciao.